What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I just want to talk to you guys about one scene in particular and how I think that is not how Luke Skywalker would handle that particular situation, knowing what we know about Luke Skywalker's character and hopefully the character development that he's had since Return of the Jedi. So in The Last Jedi, we find out one thing, and not many others, but we do find out that Kylo turned to the dark side because his uncle, Luke Skywalker, went to his hut in his sleep to try to kill him, and I feel like that's completely out of character for Luke Skywalker. If you just think about, I guess, the progression of his character, or I guess the logical progression of his character from Return of the Jedi to The Last Jedi when he's much older, if you look at the scene at the end of Return of the Jedi where Luke is attacking and fighting Darth Vader, he eventually beats him, we all know that, and I feel like after he beats him, or he has the decision to kill Darth Vader and join Darth Sidious and all that stuff, and he decides that no, he's not going to fight anymore, and he throws down his lightsaber. I feel like that's a moment where we can see that Luke has overcome his urge to do anything that relates to the dark side, or kill anybody, I guess, like in cold blood out of nowhere. And then if we fast forward to The Last Jedi, where he just randomly decides he's gonna go to his nephew's hut and kill him in his sleep because he has the slightest bit of a chance of becoming a Sith in the future. That just seems like it's completely out of Luke's character, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like it would have been much easier at the end of Return of the Jedi for Luke to just decide that, hey, I'm just going to kill Darth Vader right here and join the Emperor or whatever, because at that moment it seemed like it would have been a lot more advantageous for him to just say, hey, it's a lot easier for me to just join the Emperor right now because I've already beaten Darth Vader and it looks like they're going to win because all my friends are being led into a trap. So I don't know, it's just odd to me that Luke would do that, and it seems out of character. Maybe I'm wrong and that's in Luke's character, but based off of the films and what I've seen from Luke's character, I don't think that's something he would ever do. Just randomly decide he's gonna murder his nephew because he thinks he might be evil in the future. And I know, so you could argue that it was like he didn't actually do it, he just went there and he contemplated it, murdering him. But I mean, I don't even think that's something Luke would go that far with doing, or like to actually walk into his room and like hover over him with a lightsaber. But Luke Skywalker was planning on murdering his nephew because that's literally what he was planning on doing at the end of the film. And I feel like people were taking that lightly and not really understanding the gravity of what he went there to do and how big of a deal that is, because at that point in time his nephew was an innocent person and he hadn't really done anything at that point. So to just go into his hut and decide that, hey, I'm just going to kill him because he might turn evil in the future is just really out of character for me. I mean, I feel like the writers could have maybe done something a little bit better with how they like portrayed that whole situation, because to me it just seemed like they just said, hey, or Luke at the time who was telling the story was like he had sensed something in him or something that was evil, and so he decided he was just gonna go kill him before it had a chance to manifest. And I have to say that that's something that I don't think Luke would have ever done, even at the end of Return of the Jedi, after, like right after all that stuff happened. If it was just like an hour after he was in this same scenario and he had a nephew and all that stuff, I don't think he felt like his nephew was evil like an hour after the Return of the Jedi ended. I don't think that Luke would have actually even walked into his room and considered like killing his own nephew. But anyway, that was a very bad decision by the writers, and I would hope that they have seen some of the other movies and what Luke is like, or what his character is like, or anything. I just feel like the writer just decided, hey, I'm just gonna throw in a whole lot of things that'll be controversial and shocking and hope that it goes over well with the audience. But anyway, if you like the video, please leave a like, and until next time, guys, bye-bye.
This is the next generation of Star Wars, so I almost had to think of Luke as another character. Maybe he's Jake Skywalker. He's not my Luke Skywalker.